Gucci.
Alright, what's up, guys? I'm yawning. I'm kind of tired.
So, if you guys didn't tell, I record a lot of these videos at the same time. So, I don't know when I'll post the other video. I don't even know when the fuck I'll post this one. But how are you guys? I want to try something. Can you guys smash the like button? Does that work? Everybody just like this video right now. Subscribe and just comment. Just so I know you are. At the very least, like it, okay? Don't be a little F-boy. Try not to cuss too much. But what I want to talk about is something, it's both e-commerce related and related to starting a business. It's like the biggest mistake people made. I actually had a talk with one of the pledges who had a business, and we talked about this. And the big thing was the number one killer, and now it depends. If you have a service, this is why sometimes services are more optimal than not, but services are a lot harder. Is that guy on his ass?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
no,
towing him.
I was like, jeez. But what it is, the number one killer, my friends, is inventory. So if you guys are gonna go look to start a company, let's say you're making a jewelry business, a clothing line, what other things have inventory? Even if you're buying stuff off China to just resell or buying it from any other distributor, you have to be careful to not to get too much inventory. You know, I've said this to, you know, I got to start over 40 businesses. Most of them fail. But the best part is, after the first couple, I learned to say, hey, you know, how can I test these ideas? And the number one thing you guys need is market validation. You know, but I'll get to that. But I said, you know, how can I keep going? And it's about not making the same mistakes or the biggest costly mistakes. You can make mistakes, but the ones that cost you, you know, think about it. You just will not have enough money. It's kind of like options trading. You know, you could go bet on the $500,000 options, put $5,000 in play. You're only going to get 4 chances, really, before you blow up a 20 grand account. But if you're doing it 50 bucks, 100 bucks, that's a whole different story. So it's the same thing with inventory, because if you get an idea, like I want to start this clothing company, I'm gonna go get, you know, 50 shirts made or 150 shirts made, because that's the thing, you're not gonna be able to get a little bit amount, because, you know, these clothing companies aren't dumb. Even the distributors, the screen printers, let's say, they're like, oh, sorry, the minimum, you know, you could buy 10 shirts, but you're gonna be paying 20 bucks a unit, or you could go buy 200 shirts and pay 5 bucks a unit, but then you have to fork out all this cash, one design, even 2, 3 designs, and then all this inventory, different sizes. That's a problem, because guess what? What if it fails? What if something comes up? Or even better, this one's my favorite, because this is why I'm gonna talk about market validation. What if people don't like your shit? Think about that. That's a lot of things entrepreneurs and people in this business have trouble grasping sometimes. E-com, you know, if you're reselling the product people already like, maybe not as much, but, you know, because then you can see the market validation. If you're making a clothing line, it's just like, what happens if people don't like it? That's something you really have to think about. People may not like what you're doing, and you know, that's the thing. And you know, I even said this when talking to the pledge who asked me this. He said, yeah, it's a really cool idea, like people like it a lot, they're commenting on it, they're doing this. I said, great, how much have you sold? He said, oh, we haven't sold it yet. I said, well, what do you mean then? How do you know people like it? Oh, because they liked the picture, they commented on it. It's like, no. People like anything that looks cool until you ask them to fucking pull out their wallet. I even said it's the same thing with stock trading, real estate, this. The minute, it's not even just money, the cost. Think cost, time, effort, opportunity cost. The minute you're like, yeah, you can do this. Oh, yeah, you can trade stocks. Oh, you mean I can't make a living with 2 hours a day and without ever putting in work? Never mind. Oh yeah, what do you mean? You have to actually pay to do something? No. So it just doesn't make sense that a lot of people would think, oh yeah, people like my stuff. It goes back to the capitalism video. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. I have it on this channel. You need the market to validate it. The number one indicator if people like your shit or not is if they're willing to pay for it. Simple as that. So you have to get, and that's what market validation is. Do not order a shit ton of inventory, or even a bunch of different, you know, if you're like, oh, I have 5 designs, so I got 5. No, relax until you get market validation. So you see people are willing to pay for it, so you have orders. You know, imagine if you're on Shark Tank and you came to them with that dumb shit, literally saying, you know, and I'm not calling you dumb, you know who I'm talking about now. You know, but literally, you know, and the pledge, when I was talking to him, he was smart enough to realize, he's like, damn, yeah, all right, I see that. You know, imagine if you talk to Kevin O'Leary and you're like, yeah, everybody loves my, oh my God. water bottle jammed here. Yeah, everybody loves my idea. They liked it on Facebook and commented saying that's cool. Like, how many items did you sell? If you're saying none, but people still like it, he'd look at you like you're fucking high. It really would not make any sense to say people like it, but they're not willing to pay for it. You haven't sold anything. So that's the key. And now, so let's go about how do you avoid the mistake now. And let's say, so if you're selling a clothing company, find a way to process it. You know, you don't have to do like, so for clothing, instead of screen printing, do a heat press. Or at the very least, just go, if you want to come out, launch with 5 designs, and this could apply to any product you're making really, go get 5 samples made and put them online and sell the samples. Simple as that. Not sell the samples because you only have one, but start taking orders. You could even say it's a pre-order, or even tell them, Matt, I'll order it, you'll get your item in 4 to 6 weeks. So that way, you could go have this idea. All you have to do is figure out the marketing and how you're going to get it to market. You know, obviously find how you're going to source everything. But then, once you have all that, you just got to say, hey, I got to pay for 5 units. I put them up for sale, and I don't have to make it until people order. It's like Jack in the Box. That's all you have to do, because now you're not going to have, you know, what I say, the mark of fail. You know, when you go buy 200 boxes of shirts of anything, I could guarantee 90% of people who do that, it ends up in their closet, sitting there for years. That's it. Or in the garage. Go get 5 units, put the orders up. If people don't like it, they don't fucking like it, great. You can move on to the next thing and find out what people do like, what will make you money. But guess what? If they don't order it, if they do order it, boom, you make the product and do it. And the best part is now, you're not going to make what you don't need. Because then again, different sizes. What if you make 5 designs, people only think one of them's cool? Great, you spent, you know, and you broke up your budget into fifths. Well, you spent 4/5 of your money on a loss. That literally lowers your margin and increases your cost of good, if you think about it. So it's way smarter, because then you're not going to be making what people don't want. With shirts, you know, imagine people like your shit, but then everybody who orders it's fat. They only want XXLs, and you only have 5 of those made. But then you spent the other 150 shirts on smalls and mediums and larges. So think about that, but just understand the number one thing that will kill you is your upfront cost. Even if it's cheap, a couple $100, do not be okay with spending money on inventory. That should be the number one thing you should guard and defend against, is spending money on inventory, especially before you have any market validation. Simple as that. That's even one of the things that companies, you know, when you're analyzing a company even fundamentally, you could look at their inventories. It could also say, okay, well, they have this much inventory, which could signify future profits, which could be good. They have market validation, but some of those companies, they have products they don't sell. That's why you see them at outlets. That's why you see them just getting dished off, and that's part of their inventory. Inventory is a killer. Too much is bad, and if you're a brand new company with not too much experience, that will be literally the death of most of you. Simple as that. So I'll leave you guys with that. If you have any more questions about this, or you want me to answer more questions, just ask below. And that's it. Make sure I'll subscribe. Stay cool.